that's bullshit. They in UPK and we living well.
Real nigga, keep it real
winner, not a drop of the fake in this first. How you call yourself a shooter but you can't shoot?
You a real nigga if you been finger popping a trigger. You a real nigga if you went and killed another nigga. Keep it real nigga, You ain't a real nigga. Now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you're a Crip or Blood? Is you a real nigga if you been labeled a thug? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga. Now that's real nigga. Who gave you niggas a mic? Supported all the bullshit that you write. Rapping about things you never done in your life. Call me a hater just cause I ain't falling victim to hype. And your catalog be playing in my stereo light. Cause the only thing y'all promoting is stereotypes. You niggas rap about racks or loud packs, or that you bust straps first, don't buck back, or how you pump crack. Maybe fuck a few hood rats and only kill blacks. Yo, my nigga, what good's that? You think it's cool we got kids in tears cause his mama overdosed and seen his pops in years? This role model growing up and shoot fucking queers. Cause you niggas ain't killers, man, you just fucking weird. Look, get yourself some loose pants and grow you a beard. Just get yourself some loose pants and grow you a beard. Get yourself some loose pants and grow you a beard. Just a suggestion. Now I only got one question. Is you a real nigga if you been finger popping a trigger? You a real nigga if you went and killed another nigga? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga. Now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you on Crip or Blood? You a real nigga if you been labeled a thug? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga. Now that's real nigga.
Remember when you had to be credible just to rap. Remember when you had to be credible just to rap. Remember when you had to be credible just to rap. Some of you niggas, I'ma need evidence of your facts. I see you cover up cause it's evident that you whack. You try to move a couple of packs to boost your stats. You was never able to tell the truth from a fable. You was never able to tell the truth from a fable. You was never able to tell the truth. A fable. You were undercover sucker wearing the thug label. I try to school niggas, I do it whenever able. Bruh, get a pen and a pad, you should be grateful. First, how you call yourself a shooter but you can't shoot? Hitting 9-year-olds when they sitting on their damn stoop. First, how you call yourself a shooter but you can't shoot? Hitting 9-year-olds when they sitting on their damn. First, how you call yourself a shooter but you can't shoot? Hitting 9-year-olds when they sitting down they damn stoop. Strays gunning females down the block corner. Candles and teddy bears decorating the corner. Spilling out a Corona for sending the owner. That don't make you real, it just make you a blood donor. Spilling out a Corona for sending the owner. That don't make you real, it just make you a blood donor. How you niggas feel? Still wanna be thug, homie? You ain't gotta kill your people to be gangster. Know some real niggas that's G's, they outrank you. Generals and captains all ready for action. My officers is offering you, cutting you into fractions. Wanna be a blood or a Crip, you champion, straight winner. Not a drop of the fake in us. They say the last real niggas dead or in jail. That's bullshit. UPK and we living well.
Is you a real nigga if you been finger popping a trigger? You a real nigga if you went and killed another nigga? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga. Now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you on Crip or Blood? Is you a real nigga if labeled a thug? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga. Now that's real nigga. We died together, dying on no boats. We died together, dying on no boats. We died together, dying on no boats. Died together, rope round our throats. Now all of a sudden, whatever love we had, we killing each other by the dozens. Greed for gain, make us squeeze them things. Breathing seeds of Cain, need to change, wicked epidemic. Before the white chalk, have another black brother sketched up in it. Kilos for business and strippers. How you the neighborhood hero in the business, kill a nigga, creeping through the block. Drop top, hoop the different flag, get that ass blasted from the Uzi. Creeping through the block. Drop top, hoop the different flag, get that ass blasted from the Uzi.
creeping through the block. Drop top hoop, the different flag, get that ass blasted from the Uzi. I use a real nigga running from the stroke. I use a real nigga taking it up the butthole. Where I'm from, red dot, stop the blood flow. Pulling the calls and MC Gusta must know my clique. Tighter than a hand in marriage. Try to separate, take it off the hand and them carrots. Real G's roll meek in silence. Hustling on the corner, preaching violence. If we can't split, gift the peace, equip reinforcements, visa clips to eat. Now is you real nigga? Real nigga, real nigga. Is you a real word? Real word, real word.
Is you a real nigga if you been finger popping a trigger? You a real nigga if you went and killed another nigga? Keep it real nigga, real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you're a cripple blood? Is you a real nigga if label the thug? Keep it real nigga, real nigga, real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you been finger popping a trigger? You a real nigga if you went and killed another nigga? Keep it real nigga, real nigga, real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you're a cripple blood? Is you a real nigga if you been labeled a thug? Keep it real nigga, real nigga, real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you been finger popping a trigger? You a real nigga if you went and killed another nigga? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga.
Shalom, Israel. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Today we're going to go over some Hebrew Israelite terms, some warfare terms. You understand? Not this here. This is from Hebrew Academy. Alright. That off. That off. Alright. So okay, so today we have, let's go over some of the terms we went over last week. Like I said, this is part 2. So we definitely want to build off of things we already learned. Words that we already learned, I'm going to build off those. We went over this word, shamar, which means watch or guard. So watch or guard. Went over this word, khan, I don't want gun. Which means sir, yes sir. Alright, went over, what else went over? I forgot some of the other words we went over. Went over tons of words. Obviously, you can go to last week's lesson to get a lot of those words. So I'm gonna just start adding in some of the new ones because the new ones is already, running through my brain. So it's hard to keep up with all the ones we did last week. Oh, I think we did the ranks also last week. So let's start with the highest rank, which is a malak. That's the highest rank. It's the rank of king. A rank after that is alawat. Alawat, which is general. Alright. And to get these ranks, you obviously have to be a kahan, which means a priest. You have to become a priest before you can get up to these ranks. And a saran, which is a captain. Qadash, which is an officer. And to become an officer, you have to be a kahan, which is a priest. Okay. After that is chayayahu. Maybe two A's. Chayayahu, which is a trooper. Okay. After that, you have a yalad, which is a young man. A young man. Young man. All right. Yalad, which is a young man. Okay. After that is Ak, which could just be anybody, any citizen anywhere, which means a brother. It could just be any cat anywhere is Ak. You don't have to have any rank. All right. Under that is Wath, which is sister. All right. So these are some of the main ones. Some ones we went over last week. All right, we're gonna add to these. Okay, we're gonna add to these. So let's break those down. First, Shamar, which means to watch or guard. Khan Khan means sir, yes sir. Malak, like I said, is a rank of king. That's the highest rank. Under that is general, Alawat. Then under that is Saran, which is captain. Then under that is Kwatazayan, is officer. Kahan, which is priest. Chayayal is trooper. Yalad is young man. Ak is brother. And Akwath is sister. Okay. Let's get some more good words. Okay, it's another good word. Council. Okay, to get a war council going is Sawad. Sawad is council. Okay. After that is just had a whole bunch in my head. Fighting style, or Hebrew Israelite fighting style, is hands to war. Is Yad Korab. Yad Korab. All right, that means hands to war. I teach my hands to war. Okay. So let's see what some other ones. We went over Pagagoa. The I Pagagoa, which means following. It's following. Giggle. You know what I mean? Attack. That type of thing. Pagagoa. That's what we did. We started putting the words together. All right, I was showing you how to put the words together. So after I add a couple more words into the language, we're going to show you how to put them together. We're going to show you how to put them together in a sentence. Okay? Show you how to work with a sentence. Or put them in sentences. All right, let's add a few more. All right, school. A school. That's where we do a lot of our business. That's like our town center. The temple is like a university. Okay, it's like a town center. All right, it's called Saparium. All right, Bayat Saparium, House of Books. All right, school, Bayat Saparium, House of Books. And then is a barracks. This is where the soldiers will sleep or live. You understand? It's a barracks. All right. That is my was. My was. It's a barracks. Okay. Now, to say rank is Myrica. Myrica ranks. Ranks is Myrica. 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 It's Myrica. Alright? That's ranks. Okay? Protocol. Protocol. Protocol is the cop. 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 That's the protocol, is the cop. The cop. Okay, so let's get the rest of these. Let's get a couple more. I think this is a good amount. I'm gonna try to add a couple more. Check on this. Make sure we're good. I'll add a few more to this. So just to fill up the screen. Then I'm gonna give you a chance to write them all down. And then we're gonna start putting them in sentences. Okay? If you're watching, I'm gonna have you write it in a sentence. You're gonna start learning how to put these things in sentences. Once you know the words, you can learn how to put them in sentences. Okay. Hold on a second. Check the chat. I can't do that. Hey, Pagaibawa. Pagaibawa. I don't think it must not be an H at the end of Pagaibawa. Guess not. Pagaibawa. There's no H at the end of that. But as you know, in Hebrew, names are different than the actual word. It's like, when you go by names, it's like, okay, what word is Daniel, or what word is, Jerome? That's not a word in English. So you couldn't use the word Jerome in as a something else, like table. Okay, if a brother's name was Table, okay, that's a word already. So his name is Table. But if his name is Jerome, it may mean something like Aaron. There's some you can look it up. There's some breakdowns that say the word Aaron means tall mountain. Okay, so you can say Aaron means tall mountain, but you can't use the word Aaron to describe a tall mountain, and people understand what you're saying because names are different. They have their own rules and their own spirit. Okay, but more than likely, Pagabawa doesn't have the H on it. But if you see somebody's name who's not spelt the exact same way as the words, that's not a big deal because then it's a name. It's different than just the word. All right. Where we at? Let's get some more words in. Oh, Kasa. Oh, I remember some of the words. Tazawan, Kasa. So, Zion is to Zion. Then we had Kasa. Kasa, which is throne. All right. Then we had a couple other good words. I think we had command was in there as well. Something about command. Yeah, I think it's about time to get a bigger board too. Because I really want to have like a lot of the words we go over on the side and still be doing some sentences. Oh, we had Kobataza, which means to gather. Kobataza. 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 Just together. Together. Okay. Bakwash, which means require. That should be it for these. Bakwash means require. Okay. The top. right. Drop. Right. That's another good war term. The top, which means drop. And I believe that's going to get updated. The top is going to be updated to a different, because there's different ways to say drop. Okay, there's a way to drop like a drip. You drip it. There's a way you drop like you drop something. there's a way that you drop, like get down. Okay, so there's different types of words for drop. Okay, and the top is supposed to be replaced. The top is the type of drop where it's like you drip some water, like drip. It's not the drop like get down. Okay, there's another drop, like if you drop something, or if you got the drop on them, like you caught them slipping. We want the drop that means get down. Like get down as a fire, or get down and do push-ups. All right, so I think the top is going to be updated to another word. So all you Hebrew Academy brothers, just keep studying. Just keep studying. Keep studying. Follow what you've been taught, and you'll be good. Okay. Now, also, I'm gonna put in the group chat if there's any brothers who can get in the video, that they can go ahead and get in the video to at least from YouTube. If you're on YouTube, it looks like Facebook is having a problem putting the messages in. So I put it, okay, now Facebook and YouTube, you can click the link and become a guest in the class, and you could read along and write along in the class. All right. So copy down these words. We're about to move to the next portion, and you're going to want to, have these words written down on your own, or at least, for this next portion, if you really want to keep up, you want to have these words. You want to have these words. Okay. You want to have these words already written down so you can have them on your own, study them on your own, and be able to keep up with the class. Okay. It's hard to really get into the Hebrew if you don't have something where you're actually writing down the Hebrew in. Like I got a little booklet from when I used to attend the Hebrew classes, when I was a Kayayal and a Quatazayan, during my Quatazayan days, and my officer days, in trooper days, I would watch the classes, but I had one little notebook that I still have today that I'm actually teaching out of, that I would write all the Hebrew classes stuff I learned. Every word I learned, every breakdown that I learned, I wrote it all in this book. Now, fast forward a couple years later, now I can, almost a decade later, now I got all the things I learned written down, and I can teach out of it. Not just written down, it's just scrambled around in the world somewhere. I actually still have the same booklet with all the breakdowns in it, so I can easily teach it without having to strain or struggle or stress. You understand? Already having it ready. And so that's what you want to do. You want to have something with the Hebrew that you're constantly updating, that you keep track of. Okay? That you keep track of. So you can have all these words right here in your notes. You don't have to memorize them if you come to teach your class one day. That's the point. You want to learn this so you can teach it. You don't want to just learn it so you don't and not know it. Okay, but Bible is in the game. Let me see if I can get you in here. Hey, Shalom, warrior.
Y'all about to see me. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up with the word? You got your headpiece?
Concert. I have to dig in my bag real quick. It's lucky, sir. Just got off the slave.
Oh, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, and get your a headpiece in your notes, something to write on, and so you can keep up.
Con, sir.
All right. So everybody who's on in the class, let me see if this brother's ready. Yeah, he got his headpiece. All right. So I'm about to get ready to erase these words. Were you able to copy them down?
Con, sir.
All right, most high in Christ. So I'm gonna erase these words and then start on the next portion of the class that builds off of this. Okay. So everybody else who's online, have this stuff written down already. Get ready to erase. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to get to the next portion, which is writing sentences. Okay. I was going to just teach the prefixes and suffixes, which is the way you really write a sentence in Hebrew, but I'm going to teach it by writing sentences. Okay. So let me write a few sentences. So I'm going to write a few sentences. I'm going to get in here. Lashawan. Like this. Zion, Shamar, Yasha'ala. Okay. So this right here, who can break this down? Either brothers watching online, who can try to give this a shot. What did I just write? But Zion, Shamar, Yasha'ala. Go ahead.
Also, guard Israel.
Right. Officer, watch Israel. All right. Now, if I were to change Qadash to Qadash, yeah. Now, what did I say? Go ahead.
Officers, watch Israel.
Right. Officers, watch Israel. Okay. Now, and it depends on the context. Okay. So let's say you was an Israelite and you were speaking to another Israelite. The context would be what it means. So there's shamar means to watch or guard. Watch or guard. Now, depending on the context, you will know, do I mean to look at Israel or do I mean to actually go defend and guard Israel? Depending on the context. All right? Because it could be saying watch Israel and just report back what they do. Or I could be saying, watch Israel. If anybody comes to fight them, for God will fall on them, take ground. So that's the thing that's tricky about Hebrew. But it's similar to other languages. But that's what's thing about Hebrew is context. That's why in the scriptures, people be saying like, "Oh, there's Gentiles there." It says strangers. It's all about context. All right. So let's move on. Let's get some more words. Matter of fact, do you already know about suffixes and prefixes?
So I can order one a little bit.
What do you know so far?
Let me get through my notes real quick. So unorganized. Not enough, sir.
All right.
Not enough.
That's why we're in class. Okay. So a prefix is a word is something that comes before a word. Okay. In English, there's not many prefixes. Yeah, let's just start right into the Hebrew, because in English, there's not many prefixes. Okay. I or am.
Oh.
Thou or thee. God. As or like. Ha. Ha is the. Ya is he. Da is do. Wa is and. Ba is in. Let me know if you can't see it. La is two or four. More or from. Sha is which. Her singing. To. Okay. Can you read that?
Con, sir.
Okay, these are prefixes. Okay, zoom in just on prefixes. These are prefixes. Pre means before. So these are words that come before the word. Okay, so let's say the word kahan, right? Kahan means priest. Now, if I wanted to say the priest, how would I say the priest? Go ahead.
Ha Kahan.
Ha-kahan. All right. The priest. I want to say the priest. Say ha-kahan. And this is all one word. All right. The ha means the. All right. Check outside. All right, means the priest. So that's how a prefix works. Okay. Now let's see how suffix. Let's break down suffixes. But you want to write all of them down. Can you see them? All these prefixes, you want to write them down.
Come.
Because once you know the prefixes, you'll be solid in the language. You learn the prefixes, you learn a few words, you'll be solid. Okay. I'm gonna start writing the suffixes. Right. He is or it. Ha is the or her. Yah is mine. Now is our. My. Masculine. Now is theirs. Feminine. Is y'all. Masculine. Is y'all. Feminine. Yeah. There we got it. Prefixes and suffixes. All right. So everybody else who's watching online, this is what you want to have in your notes, in your notebook. Okay, you want to in your precept book. That's another good place to put this. The things you learn in Hebrew is your precept book. That'd be perfect to have these in your precept book. Okay. So you got these written down? All right. So now we're gonna get into writing some things. Okay. So here we are. I'm gonna write a few words. We're gonna try to use the words we already used. And I'll try to put down words like the meaning of the certain words, so you won't get lost because there's some more words I'm going to use. I'm going to use also the word ban, which means sun. We're going to use the word quad, bagad, which means garment. Some words from last week. We just keep it like that. All right. So if I say, what I'm trying to say. God. Let's go quiet. That's bagad. All right, bagad, yeah. God, yeah. Wow. Vanya. Now, we got Bagadia Wabanya Bagad Kaya Hawashai. All right. Bagadia Wabanya Bagad Kaya Hawashai. All right, so let's break this down. Okay. Go ahead and break it down. What is it saying in the English, first of all? Go ahead, Ward. Bagad is garment and ban is sun.
My garment and my son's garment are Yahawashai's. But the car, I can't understand the car in front of the Yahawashai right now.
What does ka mean as a prefix? What does
Oh,
ka
it's a
mean?
prefix. Oh, as or like. Okay. My garment and my son's garment is like Yahushua.
Right. Right. That's it. That's all it's saying. Now, in the Hebrew, it's not like English, right? There's no word for is. Okay, it's not really many words for like is. Okay, so we wouldn't say, my garment is like Yahushua's. You would just say like Yahushua. Okay,
Concert.
it's like the Indians used to speak, like that broken language, where they'd be like, "White man bring much pain," or "Journey 3 days, pass river." You see how Gadites used to talk like that?
Kano.
A lot of them still do. That's because Hebrew is like that. Hebrew is very basic. Okay, the words are very basic. It's garment and son garment like Yahushua. It's not my garment is like Yahushua's, or it's R. It's kind of, there's no word for like R. You know what I mean? Like, where are you going? It would just be, where are you going? That's Hebrew. All right.
Con.
So let's get some more. Okay. Okay. Hakahan, Babayath, Saparium, Athayak. What are we saying here? Hakayan, Babayath, Saparium, Athayak. Go ahead, Ward.
Salaka, sir. What's the translation for Bayath?
It should be in your notes. Bayath Saparium means house of books or the school, because that's what the school is. It's a house of books or house of learning, house of books. Bayath Saparium. So basically, Bayath is house, and Sapar is book. Saparium is books, which together means school. Go ahead.
Con, sir. The priest in school ancient.
Yeah, but you got to translate it into English.
Oh, kind. The priest in the school. The priest in the school ancient. No, that's not right. I don't know.
Are ancient. There is no R in Hebrew, but there's R in English. So you would say the priests in the school are ancient.
Con.
That's what it's saying in the English. Okay, that's what it's saying in the English, but in the literal Hebrew, it's the priest in school ancient. Now the way you would say it in the Hebrew, the way you would say it, that's how the person would know what you're saying. You would say Hakaan Babayat Saparium Atayak. So it's like, so the way I say it is the context, and that's how they'll understand. Right? Like if I was talking to you and I said, man, that shit hot. You know what I'm saying by the way I said it, right?
Con, sir.
Now if I said I wouldn't touch that shit hot. The way I saying it in the context is two different hots. The way I say it the second time is like, man, that's the police is looking for that. That gun is, got bodies on it or something. That shit is hot. All right, so you're saying, so it's all about the context. So if I was in the Hebrew talking to you in Hebrew, the way I say it, that's how you would know. Hakahan babayath saparium atayak. Those priests are ancient. All right.
Con.
So that's what it means. That's the Hebrew. That's the thing about putting together the Hebrew. All right. So, but you know the main parts. The main parts of the Hebrew is knowing the root words. So once you know what the word means, the root word. So I'll show you the root word. What's the root words in this sentence? Shout them out.
Kahan, Bayath, Sapar, and Aitayak.
Yeah. Kahan is a root word. Bayath, Sapar, and Akiyak. Okay? And actually, this young, I could have wrote it in the blue because it's a suffix, which means it comes after the word. So this could be wrote in blue. All right? So once you know what the root words are, root word, you start learning some root words. Then you can learn the prefixes and suffixes. Then you'll start being able to break down the language. It's really that simple. Now there's some other root words that can change it the past tense. Like let's say if you want to say the word watch, but you want to say I watched, like I watched yesterday. So that's a watched from yesterday. That's another way to say it. There's some other little rules to differentiate between something that happened yesterday, today, or tomorrow. All right, which is past tense, present tense, and future tense. Once you learn the tenses, the prefixes and the suffixes, and the root words, then you know the whole language. All right? Then you know the whole language. Because you'll be able to break it down, and as you're reading it in the Hebrew during the Sabbath service, which is what we do every Sabbath service, we read it in the Hebrew. You can start to pick up what the root words are, and then you can pick up what the prefixes and suffixes mean. All right. So let's give another example. have that many verbs that I taught. Let me see. All right, what is that word right there?
Our son.
Yeah, Banawa. Our son. Banawa. All right. Hold on a second. Okay. All right, what is this saying? Go ahead, say it in the Hebrew first. Like read it, and then so I can hear your Hebrew.
Banawa Bagad Kahan. Banawa Bagad Ka Kahan.
Mm-hmm. What does it say?
Our son's garment is like a priest.
Yes, it's like the priest. All right, it's like the priest. Now, in the English, you would have the is and stuff like that, but in the Hebrew, there is no is. All right,
Kahan.
so let's get a little more. All right, what does this say?
It reads, Peace Israel. Oh, Slakia. Shalom Yasharala Tazayawan Bakwas Ban Banat Ban Nawayam.
But now we're young. But now we're young. All right. What does it mean in English?
Peace, Israel. Zion requires our sons.
There we go. All right. So this is right here is you know once you kind of get this down, then next week we're going to get some scriptures. All right, we're going to break down some scriptures. Okay. I know we're not going to get into it today or tonight. It's not enough time. But we're going to do about a few more of these and then get prepared for next week's class where we're going to do some scriptures. All right.
Come.
And then all that's left to learn is how to put a word into the future tense, into the past tense, or the present tense. Then once we learn that, now we have the tools to really conquer the language, because all that's left is to just learn words. You just learn more words. The more words you learn, the better. Then the more you'll know. Was you in last week's class?
La, sir.
Okay, so you don't have the notes from last week's class. So some of these words, let's do this one. No, not that one. Let's see. I'm trying to keep it with some of the words we just went over today. I have to double check some. I want to use some more words, but Levi Yars City. All right, what is it saying?
Khan Alawap Ha Saranyam Bakwash Ma'aishara.
All right, that sounds good. Now let me hear it in English.
Yes, General, the captains require tasks.
Close. It's not tax. Try it again. I'm waiting. This word is not tax. It's a tenth. Ma means of. Aishara means 10. Of 10th. That's the word for tithes. Of a tenth. Ma Aishara means of 10. Of 10th. A tenth of all the increase you earn, go to the men of the Lord. I know you heard that before.
Oh, Khan, sir. I said, no, I must be mumbling. I said tithes.
Oh, you said tithes. Okay. No sweat, no sweat. I thought you said tax.
Oh, lie, sir.
Yeah, well, you had it right then. That's a tenth. Ma'ashara. 10% of all money you earn, go to the men of the Lord. All right?
Khan, sir.
Yeah, so good work. Khan al-Wab, Hasaranyam, Bakwash, Ma'ashara. Yes, General, the captains require a tenth. Okay, not only the captains, let's see, what else we're going to add? What is that saying?
Khan Alawap, Hasaranyam, Bakwash, Ma'aishara, Wa Yahweh. And that means, yes, General, the captains require tithes and the Most High, Yahweh.
Yeah, and the Lord, and the
And
Most High. Mm-hmm. Wa means and, Yahweh is the name of the Most High. Wa Yahweh. All right, that's another way. It's another proof that or piece of evidence that the Native Americans are also the children of Israel and that they still spoke Hebrew. Because when the Native Indians, when they would do their rain dances and their powwows, they'd be saying "Hiya, waya, hiya, waya, waya, hiya, saya." All that's Hebrew things. Those are Hebrew words that the Native Indian brothers are saying. All right, that's another piece of evidence to go into the arsenal for that. So everybody should definitely learn from that. Okay. Look like we lost a brother, but that's it right there. Okay, those Native Indians, they'd be saying they're actually saying the Lord's name and speaking in Hebrew. All right, did you hear that breakdown I just gave?
Salaki, sir, my phone was about to die, so I had to go and get my charger cord, but I'm back in business. Just the last part I missed.
Okay, Khan, I was saying that's another piece of evidence that the Native Indians are the children of Israel and they spoke Hebrew. When they do their rain dances and their powwows, they be in the trance going hiya waya hiya waya hiya waya, all that. That's Hebrew. They're saying Hebrew words. You know, that's how all the Hebrew words are just like that. That's basically the whole alphabet. That's the whole Hebrew. So when that's them dances was passed down, that's Hebrew things they're saying. Okay, so that's another piece of evidence that the Native Americans are the actual Israelites as well. Okay. Yeah. So let's see where we at. We're gonna get ready to close it out. Get ready to close out the class. Clap that up. Definitely everybody tune in next week. we're gonna go over sentences. All right, we actually not sentences, scriptures. We're gonna break down some scriptures in the Hebrew. All right, we do the security announcements. We are the ISUPK, start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 to 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10 means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we got Hanukkah, which is this Sunday, 2 days from now at sundown. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pant, headband, and scarf. Are you alone in the house?
La, sir. But I'm Tawab.
Is there a spot where you can do the prayers?
Khan, sir.
All right, because we usually don't do them in front of like a crowd or nothing like that, unless we're in the school.
All right, Khan, I just have to move, sir.
Yeah, just go to another room or whatever. All right, upon Yahakwadam, which means rise and face the east. All right, we're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Just put yours on mute and just say it after me. Or you can say it to explain it in your room. You got it on mute? Alright. Abanawa, Shabbat Shamayim, Qadash, Haya, ISUPK, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Baharatazah, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lakam, Cow, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kawabwakinawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawabwakinawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Banasayawan, Abol, Awashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, Laiwalamim, Aman, in the English. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. Pray for Nakat, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Lahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baba Kashah, Natham Hakat, Hakat, Marfa'ah, Kamakala, Wakamawa, Hakat, Latahar, Amatazarayim, Hakat, Lahakwim, Hamathim, Hakat, Awakawa, Latama'ala, Labarashar, Mahashim Yahushai, the Wala. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. Blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Miyaka Allah, Wa Allah Hayna, Mataz Abiyah, Alwak Yahana, Ha Lawaki, Ha Suranya, Ha Kotzbayami, Ha Kayayali, Wa Hakwati, Yahweh, Mahashim Yahweh Shai, Wa Aman. What we said in the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahweh, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. The anointing prayer in the Hebrew. Yabaraka Yahweh, Wayashamarka, Ya'ar Yahweh, Panyawa, Aliyaka, Wayakanka, Yasha'a, Yahweh, Pan Yahweh, Aliyaka, Vayashamlaka, Shalom, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Barak, Rapah, Magan, Hagan. This is where you say the names of loved ones in the world that you would like to pray for, or families. The Shimmy family, the Sutton family, the Hill family, the Nelson family, the Wright family, and all the short of Israel. So you say the names of loved ones that you want to say. Bahashem Yahushai, Duwada Aman. What we say in English. Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh in the name of Yahushai, bless, heal, shield, protect. Curses in the English. Blessed art you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh in the name of Yahushai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to get to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations, and their drug dealers, court system, prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushai, thank you always, so be it. Sar, it's turn, face the teacher. We're going to give a courtesy salute to all the brothers, men of Israel. My Shabbat, Imashu, Barak, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Barakathon. Yazbatah. We're going to give a courtesy salute to all the sisters that may be watching online. Men of Israel. My Shabbat, Imashu, Barak, Yahweh, Shamar, Al-Atham, Hashem, Yahushai. Salute to all the sisters. Yazbatah. Class dismissed. Great work, warrior.
In the Bible, there's a prophecy, and that prophecy says that in the end of time, all these people that were exiled, that we call the lost tribes of Israel, will get up and come back to Israel. And it'll start happening all over in the four corners of the world. And they'll just get up and start moving back. And what if it was actually happening? Here you have this prophecy, and people are actually getting up. They may be in your own neighborhood, and they're packing their bags into you. They're just somebody else packing their bags and moving. But in actual fact, they're responding to some kind of biblical post-hypnotic suggestion. I'm not talking about 1,000-year. I'm talking about 2,700-year-old suggestion that they're responding to now. And we could actually film these people and match the prophecy with the events. And the reason it should matter is that because once they do what they have to do, they trigger the apocalypse.